What's up, guys? I am the Lizard King of Games, but you can call me Darian. So, lately, I have been watching a lot of Super Carlin Brothers. They are a really awesome channel. You guys should check them out. Probably even before this video, because they're a lot better than I am. Anyways, they like to do a lot of research on their stuff before they make their videos, which is really cool, actually. It makes them a lot more informational and enjoyable, and I really appreciate their work. Anyways, I've been doing some research of my own for some videos that I want to make, and I have realized that I already know a lot about Jim Morrison, the real Lizard King here, so I am going to play today Did Jim Morrison Google Autofill? And so if you're not familiar with the game, we type our question into Google, did Jim Morrison, with each letter of the alphabet following it, and I will try and accurately answer the question. So we'll see how it goes. Let's get started. A. Did Jim Morrison have a baby? So sometimes it'll change up the order of the words a little bit, but we'll just roll with it. So did Jim Morrison have a baby? Well, that's an interesting question. He, at the time of his death, had at least 20, possibly more, paternity suits pending against him, and one of his wives also claimed to be pregnant at one point. Now, I don't personally know if any of them ever had their babies, or if they were actually Jim's babies, but it's very possible he did have a few children. And if you guys are out there, I would like to meet you, because that would be really interesting. Alright, B. Nothing for B. Great start. Nothing for C either. D. Did Jim Morrison die with a lighter in his pocket? So, did he die with a white lighter in his pocket? Now, that depends on how you interpret his death, because the official story is that he died of heart failure in his bathtub on July 3rd, 1971. I personally don't buy that. I am more in agreement with the story. I've heard a few places where he was out clubbing, did a little too much coke, and overdosed in the bathroom, kind of like Elvis, who was one of his heroes, by the way. And so his girlfriend, wife, Pam, and I believe one of his other friends, I can't remember actually, who got him, put his sunglasses on, and carried him, pretended that he was just a little drunk, out of the club, and took him back to the apartment and put him in the bathtub, and then reported it the next day. I personally think that's much more likely, and so if he was out and wearing pants, he probably did have a white lighter in his pocket when he died. I couldn't honestly say, though, but my guess is yes. E. Did Jim Morrison ever meet Elvis Presley? You know, I don't think so, but I know he really, really enjoyed his music. He, in high school, when Elvis would come on the radio, he would tell his friends to shut up when it was on so he could hear it better. F. Nothing for F. G. Did Jim Morrison go to college? Yes, he did. He attended UCLA to study film, mostly, and I do believe he got a degree. His most famous film is called Highway, the abbreviation HWY, An American Pastoral, and it's pretty decent. I enjoyed it the one time I've watched it. He plays this, hitchhiker in his own movie, and he ends up, killing people and stealing a car. It's pretty great. Alright. Next letter is H. Did Jim Morrison have any children? I already answered that, so we'll go to the next line. Did Jim Morrison have any siblings? Yes, he had a sister named Anne and a brother named Andrew. Anne and Andrew. Yeah, real creative. At least his name was somewhat different. Alright. I. Who did Jim Morrison influence everyone, including myself. I am a huge Jim Morrison fan, if you can't tell. And he influenced my musical choices and talents a lot. He's a huge inspiration to me. And when I was looking at his Wikipedia page as a refresher before I did this, there was an entire paragraph of names of other rock stars he inspired. I can't remember most of them off the top of my head, but I remember one was Lane Staley, and he's a real badass dude too. So yeah, who did he influence? Everyone. J. Nothing for J. That was even kind of a question. K. Nothing. Oh, this is going to be such a short one. L. Did Jim Morrison live in New Mexico? Yes. I don't know the exact dates, but I know he was living in New Mexico when his little brother Andrew was born. M. Did Jim Morrison meet Elvis? Yeah. Already answered that. No. N. Why did Jim Morrison not play at Woodstock? Well, the Doors were still kind of shaping their craft then, and they thought it was going to be a shitty festival, kind of like this other poppy one that they didn't really enjoy, and so they said no. Ray Manzarek, their keyboardist, at one point said that it was a really dumb decision on their part. O. Nothing for O. Bummer. P. Did Jim Morrison play the guitar? No, he didn't. I mean, he might have been able to noodle a little bit, as some of us do, but he did not actually play the guitar. I do think he played the piano pretty decently, though. Nothing for Q. R. Did Jim Morrison ride a motorcycle? Well, I don't think so. Honestly, that's something I don't know. If he did, it wasn't like famously or anything, so not sure. I do know that he had a car at one point that he did lose somewhere, misplaced or whatever. S. Did Jim Morrison sing House of the Rising Sun? You know, I've never heard a recording of that, but I would really like to. If anybody has one, you should send it to me, because that would be really awesome. T. Did Jim Morrison go to college? We already covered this. Yes, he did. U. Nothing for you. V. Did Jim Morrison Val Kilmer? Well, it's more like Val Kilmer Jim Morrison, because Val Kilmer played Jim Morrison in the movie The Doors, which is a really great flick. You should check it out if you haven't. It's decent. It's not like 100% accurate representation of Jim's story, but it gets a lot of things right. I really enjoy it. W. Did Jim Morrison write music? Well, he wrote a lot of the lyrics to their songs and a lot of poetry, and, you know, he kind of like made up the vocal melodies, but he didn't actually write any of the music for their songs. X. Nothing for X. Y. If I can type the letter Y, I will tell you why. Y. Did Jim Morrison YouTube? Considering he died in 1971, I'm going to say no. He did not YouTube. However, the Doors do have a YouTube page, so if you're on YouTube looking for their music, you will be able to find it. And Z. Nothing for Z. So, yeah, wow, we missed a lot of letters on that one, but I answered the ones that I could, and so, if you enjoyed this, thank you. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you did, and if you want to leave comments or thumbs up, thumbs down, you know, you could do that. So, thanks for joining, and I will see you guys next time.